Yeah, I think out of all the players, aside from maybe Kyle, Brad has the most experience out of all of them. I mean, he's a proven winner on the tour, winning the Preserve Championship, and he's just been playing great lately. Well, this isn't his first time doing this. He's been on lead cards of, I believe, multiple major championships. So he's been in this position. I don't know if he's been this close or at this one, but Brad knows what to do.
Does Sullivan need to win to consider this a successful tournament? What a softball. No way does he need to win. Sullivan needs to just come out, have a good time, play as well as he can. 5 back. It's going to be hard for it all to be in his control. I think it would take double digits to storm back and take this tournament in his own hands. Sullivan has done a great job introducing himself to the disc golfing world. He's shown that he can stand up to the pressure so far. I think there's almost nothing he could do to change the fact that this weekend was a big success for him. I feel like at any given moment, it's been about 6 days since Joel's won an A-tier. It just seems like that's how he does it. He's always coming off of an A-tier win. Winning is always great for your confidence. I think at this point, he knows that he's having a great championship. I think he feels like he can just kind of try to be in the moment and throw the shots. And I think he's pretty mature about kind of come what may, make your shot when you can, try to play your plan, see what happens at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think Kyle's the favorite. I think that the chances for him winning are probably better for him, not just because he's got the lead, but because he's been the most consistent on this course for so many years. But yeah, certainly having a 3-shot lead doesn't hurt. He's playing well. He looks composed. His mistakes are small, and his good stretches of holes are really impressive.
Hello and welcome to final round coverage from the 2023 United States Disc Golf Championship presented by Innova, the last major of the year. You're watching on JomezPro. Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri.
Beautiful fall day. It's a little bit cooler today. Winds are down though. Saturday was really the most treacherous as conditions go, but this course is going to be attackable. And it's going to be an amazing championship final round. Kyle Klein in the lead after 3 very impressive rounds, really composed, putting very well, just seeming like he's got his game together. But we've got 2 cards, top 2 cards of no major champion winners, and only 1 major champion winner in the top 3 cards, and that's Ricky Wysocki, who was putting together a fantastic round on moving day. It's going to be an exciting round. It always is, but the final round of the final major of the 2023 season.
I also saw, for the first time ever, no former champions in the top 15.
Wow, that's incredible. What a stat in the 25th anniversary. And as we take a look at these players today, I just want to give a shout out to one Andy Green, who's making his final card, his final tee announcements. 25 years, called out nearly 14,000 names. A little connection that we actually have personally. His cousin married my high school basketball coach. So I've kind of known Andy Green for a long time, actually. And after he called out his last names, I went over and gave him a hug and said, congratulations, man.
I did the same.
He's going to be passing the mic off.
What a career. What a career of calling names for sure. It's going to feel different without him.
Yeah, certainly. He's just been a staple here at this event for so long.
Hole 1, par 3, 283 through the double mando over the fallen log.
Yeah, we got over it.
Into the green. That's what you got to do. Watch out for the rollaways. They can happen very quick on that slope.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before we call off this last card of the 2023 USDGC, I think it's very important to recognize something that's happening right now. There's a phrase that used to be said about the USDGC that green is good, and most people think that had to do with the OB flags, but what it really has to do with is that Andy Green is good. He has been announcing players here for 25 years. We did a quick check on some math. 13,785 names have been read at USDGCs and throw pink tournaments. Andy, on behalf of all disc golfers in the PDGA, thank you for your service.
All right, now on to business. Welcome to the lead card of the final round of the 2023 United States Disc Golf Championship, celebrating his 25th year. Teeing off first, a two-time elite winner on the Pro Tour. From Wyoming, Michigan, please welcome Klein.
Little bit hot coming in here.
Yeah, steam. That almost caught some metal, and that's going to be well inside the circle. That's a great opening drive for Kyle.
Two-time Disc Golf Tour Pro winner. From Austin, Texas, please welcome Bradley Williams.
I really like Brad's chances going into the round, making a good push today. He's such a composed player, such a savvy veteran. Truly one of those players that's improved every year throughout his career.
From Indian Springs, Alabama, please welcome Sullivan, Tipton.
And what a week it has been for Sullivan Tipton. I think you nailed it. There's really nothing he can do today that's going to take away from just what an incredible experience this has been this week.
And that isn't to discount his chances of winning the tournament.
No doubt.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't be trying and that he isn't among the favorites to maybe take this thing down. I'm just saying
Please welcome Joel Freeman.
he's done very, very well.
Yeah, he's solidified himself as one of those guys to keep an eye on.
Guy you can't take your eye off. Joel Freeman with every color under the sun.
Kicks through, gonna be hopefully leaning up against the log. No, didn't quite get there. So this is a 80-footer. You know, one thing about Mr. Green, that was the first time in my life that I felt like a professional athlete was when he called my name at the USDGC.
Oh,
Okay.
Boy.
you know what? Kyle Klein's got a very ho-hum attitude usually, but that looked like the nerves got to him, and
Wow.
both players not even getting to the cage. Top two players, birdie putts in the circle.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And just, it's
You want to talk about
contagious.
some nerves? I think we've got a couple.
Yeah.
Well, one thing you said
Whoa.
earlier today that the winds were down, I don't think that's quite accurate. At some
Okay.
points in the round, it was down compared to yesterday, but at some points it was just as high.
Was it really as gusty? I mean, okay.
Honestly, it really was. It was a lot of the greens, especially once you turn around the Coliseum, were very, very difficult, very, very windy.
Thought this one was going to find the basket for a moment. He put a good run on it.
All pars. Pretty disappointing score for one of the easier holes in the course for our lead group. See if those nerves translate into shaky drives here on two.
Yeah, bad place to have one. There's a lot of OB here. Those early trees are a pretty big danger as well. If you get a little bit loose with your line, you can bring bogey in really quickly. This OB line on the right is a problem for people. You can't really bring any kind of right fade. You need to have it pulling to the left at the end of the shot, but not too much, or you find yourself skipping into that parking lot.
And that is inside the tree. And now I like,
Good.
just keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, okay.
That's probably like edge of circle one on the backside of that tree.
Get to see a lot about where Kyle's nerves are at with a not gimme putt coming up.
How does Brad just know how to throw?
Every angle. So just so
soft
good.
in there. It's going to be about 40 feet, but it's just a fantastic drive through
good.
that left gap.
He's giving himself chances. And Sullivan's not changing his game plan, and I don't hate that. But, I mean, being 5 back from the lead, at some point you're going to have to take some chances if you want to take down the title. Just looking for good for Joel. Can he miss that big tree? He now caught the left side of the trunk.
But that's good.
It's a
He
great
got
shot.
around it. Yeah, I think Kyle might be right behind it. And that's a big tree to try to straddle. Let's see if he squared it up or if he got to a good side. Well, Bradley out just outside the circle. You can see that marked.
Looks good. Oh, man. So good. How long has Brad been putting straddle? Is this... I know that wasn't his putt early in his career, but it's...
This season.
Yes.
I don't think last season.
And Kyle makes the nice adjustment to his putt. That looked more like what we're used to seeing from him and from Brad. Birdie on 2, much better than birdie on 1. So you're feeling pretty good 1 down through 2, regardless of how you get it. Maybe even better with getting 2.
Not with the way that you putted it on 1, though.
Yeah, well...
That could follow you for a little
Sure. Got to have a short memory, but yeah, certainly if you have a similar putt from a similar range, maybe similar wind, you might have some bad thoughts. Joel off the basket or off the chains high.
Putt like that one from Brad, though, will get your confidence through the roof. That was on the stripe.
Right in the bread basket. Perfect.
Not much feels better. I feel like you can make putts in a lot of ways. I think for me, way more than half my putts don't feel perfect, even when they're going in. But when you catch one like that, like Brad just did, that is a really nice feeling and a boon to your confidence for sure. The super hard third, not really that important to get aggressive in my opinion. We'll see if anybody feels it's worth it, if they can get themselves to a landing zone off the tee that invites them to maybe get aggressive with the roller. This is probably the most likely guy to pull it off. This looks too straight to me.
He's done it again. He's gone too straight off the tee.
Going in the woods.
And okay, the fact that it hyzers around makes his chances of par much greater. But if that catches some of that foliage, kicks right, or rolls down even farther, he's in no man's land. He might be struggling to get any look out of 4.
I think he's in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not saying he's in a good spot, but his chances get significantly worse.
Yes, but I think par is by no means guaranteed to him from where he is right now.
Correct.
I think I like Joel's chances because of how hard he throws backhand, and he has a sidearm.
Sure.
You know? Very overstable shots. This needs to stop hyzering.
Yeah, you're right.
Man.
You're right. I was fearful that it wasn't thrown hard enough.
That's a little early release.
It's frustrating because it doesn't look like Sully's putting the move on it to even give himself a chance for the birdie. I think he's just trying to play a layup shot, and he just missed it.
This is what power will get you. This is way left.
Wow.
He's past the OB. You see how it kind of goes left?
Oh, so good.
That might be the best drive I've seen.
Yeah,
it's not the farthest, but it might be the leftest. Yeah. And I think that's going to really open up his chances.
That's paramount to long. More left you can be and in bounds, fantastic.
And this
was incredible.
Bullet.
Oh my gosh. What a shot from Sullivan Tipton.
Just barely makes the Mando.
You can't throw it better.
No, I don't think so.
That was incredible.
This is pulled a bit.
Really good.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
I mean, that's...
sit.
Okay.
Runnable.
Just outside
if you're
C2.
interested. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is... Yeah, this is smart, I think. This is mature play. To go there, not try to throw the hero shot, not try to wrap some kind of roller. Put it out there, trust your shot. Now he's got somewhere in the mid 200s probably into the basket.
Where Kyle is now, as Joel's approach, leaving some on the table there for sure, but where Kyle's drive is now is actually in like the old landing zone where the original par 4 used to be.
Yes.
And this is a shot that he's thrown before. It's tight to the inside, but gets around the corner.
It's really good from there, I think.
Yep.
You would want a little more of a skip. It kind of got a dud skip, but that's 28 feet.
Yeah.
How aggressive does Brad get? Pretty aggressive.
Good sit, too.
I love the patience from Kyle to play it out left from that spot. I think he's done really well for himself. Hopefully he can connect on that putt. Joel just short. Again, sort of a subtly slopey green, and there is some low-hanging branches behind the pin, so this is a hard one to convince yourself to get the full gas.
Oh, that would have been one heck of a par save for Sullivan.
Really would have been.
Off right.
And this would be a nice par save as well.
Just in the circle, so this is not short.
And that's the same distance as one, if not farther. And he's made 2 great putts now, both on 2 and 3. That's a tough distance for Sully to really give it that aggressive spin putt jab that he likes from that distance. Because if you miss, you can tell you're going downhill, and there's those trees right behind. Those cypresses are just really tough to putt from. So kind of took a little bit off in the end. He ended up missing, and it's going to be a bogey. Now, there were two birdies once again. Eagle McMahon, Luke Humphreys. Luke made it from 80-something feet. And now, here's my question to you two. If you're a course designer and you're seeing stats, you're looking back and you're seeing an average of 2 birdies a day, are you sticking with that hole?
I want to be known for winning a lot of tournaments. You know, hopefully I get to a point where I can be dominant in an era with so many people coming up in the game. It's so hard to stay consistent at the top. That's kind of my goal, is to set the new standard for this generation.
What say you?
Yeah, as far as your question, I would say I would think you would want to make some tweak to that hole. It's playing too hard. It's just clearly is. I mean, it's been pretty good weather, and we're just not seeing enough birdies. Maybe on the order of 10 or 12 for the entire event.
Yeah. And I mean, I love the idea of having a hero birdie. I really do. And I think fans like seeing players struggle a bit.
Flip.
Oh, it did.
Whoa.
Tickled the
Did
tree.
it tickle, or is it?
Yes.
Oh, that was just fantastic.
Tickled the tree. I think that you need to not have a hole where you can just play for par pretty easily. And that one you can.
You almost can't do anything else.
Yeah, exactly. But you could, if you're, I think if you're trying to be superhero and get the birdie, like, that's silly. Like, because you can just throw it short right, throw a sidearm up there, and then you have 100 feet in.
Yes, the par is much too easy, the birdie much too hard.
Joel going the flex route, and everything was good besides the height. I mean, that was almost picture perfect, maybe 6 inches to a foot too high, but everything else was so nice. Right after Brad pipes it down the middle with no tree kiss, back-to-back great drives, and can Sullivan get this flip in time? Not.
Did that kick far right?
Yeah.
That's a really tough spot to be, because you can get behind those bushes, and he might. Yeah,
He's going to be okay. He might not be okay.
Oh, no.
He should have been okay from there, I feel, but he was a little bit too aggressive.
Circle 2.
And Joel's going to, at some point, grow tired of trying to make him from 80 feet. It's not a fun thing to do consistently, especially when the leader of the tournament is sitting about 18 feet away for his birdie, and the guy in second is maybe even closer.
If that kicks to where I think it kicked, he has a tough straddle. You can see that flag starting to move a little. That's a good putt.
Yeah, that's a nervy bogey putt to make.
Yeah.
Back-to-back bogeys now for Sully. He's going to need to right the ship here. Two under through 4.
Birdie.
Yeah, that's a great start for him, especially with the unexpected missed putt on 1. And there's that wind you're talking about, Paul. Wow, that is actually pretty fierce.
Just in time for hole 5.
Paul and Kyle matching strokes every hole so far.
Thanks.
Did I say Paul? I meant to say Kyle.
You did say
You
Kyle.
did that.
Why did
And you said Paul.
Oh, Brad.
There's another name you didn't say.
Gosh, Brad. Yep. Kyle and Brad, the guys that are in
Contention.
on the screen. Whoops.
Yeah, I do my best.
Eagles jumping up the leaderboard, as he does from time to time in every event.
Pretty strong headwind potentially here for these guys. This hole is going to be difficult, I think. Really important to find a way to get under it, get through it, and push up far enough in 2 to where that third shot is not 400 plus. You'd really love to get yourself somewhere where you can just get across safe. I don't think par hurts you at all here. You just need to make sure you're making that progress forward, staying away from the out of bounds.
Second most difficult hole on the course. That's a great tee shot for Kyle. It's wide enough. I don't think it's going to move too far right. Oh, there's the big skip. Let's see if he ends up going hyzer over the crepe myrtles again on his second shot.
Yeah, you have a worse angle from up there. It does bring in that big backhand hyzer, but the forehand is closing down on you if you swing it up that far right.
Yeah. And one thing to mention that hasn't been mentioned, it is a little breezy, but it's also chilly.
Yeah.
It's a little chilly out
A
there.
little crisp.
I think high of 66 today. That is, you look at Joel, he doesn't care at all. He's in shorts and t-shirt. But
Was it in the 80s round one? Or
Yeah.
nearly? I mean, if
think
it
so.
wasn't, I think, yeah, it was maybe low 80s round one. So quite a contrast. Joel staying low, setting up whatever he'd like to throw in the next shot. And
Needs to get down.
I like
And it
seeing him just go so much farther than everybody with so little effort. That is crazy to watch where theirs are dropping.
Yeah.
His is like pushing.
He was like getting almost up to that ditch.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
That's crazy.
and he's amassed some fans, some locals around here following him around and calling his name nearly after every single shot he's throwing.
Did that stay up? That's going to be a bad lie.
And it's going to be I don't even think it's a decision. I don't know if it makes any sense to try to go across from there.
Yeah, I don't think you could even do it if you wanted to.
Hurry.
Joel choosing the backhand hyzer, catching the outermost limb, but not slowing it down very much at all.
And that to me is kind of that place you would prefer to avoid. That feels to me like about the 400-foot clearance. Well, it remains to be seen. This looks way too low.
It does, but
got
it gets through. I mean, if that's 3 feet shorter, 3 feet longer, probably doesn't get through.
Again, though, up near 400 feet away.
Yep.
And not only that, the farther you go down the fairway, Nate, the more pinched off you have to clear land.
Yes.
It's more of a straight shot instead of you be able to peel a hyzer off of those
If you're down by the
bushes.
water, you can
Yes.
play a little straight. Wow,
Brad's
he does
going
go for this.
Not only going for it forehand.
and doing it really well.
What?
I didn't know he had that.
That was nuts.
He just held up the arm muscle.
He went full.
He just flexed on everybody. What was that?
Does anybody know? Did anybody know he could?
I know that he has the 400-foot forehand kind of hiding back there. Let's see this again.
Thank you for showing this again. They
This
don't
is
normally
a
give us like
crazy shot.
shots that aren't parked, but this fully deserves a replay. Behind the Crate and Myrtle awkward stance
Goodness, that's playing farther than 400 feet.
entices him to go for that. That's incredible.
U.S. championships. He's trying to get that dub.
Putting pressure on is what he's doing as well.
Kyle, this is going to be skirting the edge.
Oh, it's.
Wow, how
that's
on
not
earth?
possible.
How on earth does that dig?
Did he just hit the biggest anthill in Rock Hill?
That looked to be speeding up to me. Like it looked like
it
it
could have
was
gone
gonna.
70 feet into the water with any sort of skip.
Okay,
Watch
give me
this,
another look at this. How is this
Somebody
stopping?
took sand from the next hole and put it on the green on this one. I'm convinced.
It's got like a little wind
He
boost
hit
right
at
here.
Bullseye.
What? That's not how discs react. Okay.
Love it. Want to learn it. And Joel hates this. Overturned. Super safe.
And another round, another front nine woes issue for Joel. It just hasn't got off to a clean start. His back nine has been his savior. The reason he's still on the lead card is because of how well he's played the back nine. And aside from his triple bogey on hole 14 yesterday, he played the back nine pretty dang well yesterday as well.
Got to lay this up.
And you'd like it
want
to be
do it a little closer, but
Yeah.
it should be okay. Tailwind putt. Again, this super short forehand look. You don't see many players do that.
And with as much power as he has behind his jump putt when he's sitting there 45 feet away, I'm surprised that he doesn't feel like he has got good touch to jump putt that.
Me too.
Please make this.
Stop.
That's not.
That's too
So
bad.
that trickles into the water, but if you're 480 feet away,
Yeah,
then
coming
it
in
just
with
stops on the
pace.
dime.
Yeah.
Okay. Joel's par is in the basket, and it is 5 straight for him.
And just like that, Bradley throws the most incredible shot I've seen in a long time. Kyle throws it almost to the island on 17. Kyle gets bird. Bradley gets bogey.
And a 2-shot.
How it swings.
That's how it swings.
2-shot swing right there is not what Bradley needed. And I believe, is that going to be a 5-stroke separation between Kyle and Brad now?
Yeah.
And that's if Brad is still in second place. I think he is. We'll have to check in here
These
with the
guys
score
were
update.
pretty far ahead of everybody.
Now, let's see those scores. I mean,
It's 5 shots between them.
certified dream start.
Oh, well,
it's a
guess
certified
who?
dream start. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, who's knocking? Could it be Calvin?
Could it be Calvin, Eagle, and Ricky? I mean, oh boy.
Oh, hey,
I
guys.
am not opening the door.
What is it? A Sunday in October? Hey fellas, what are you doing
The
here?
huff and puff and blow your house down.
What are you guys in the neighborhood for? Oh, you want to see me? No, I'm busy. Hole 6, par 3, 371. Any out of bounds takes you to that drop spot. Tough putt to hit in the wind if you do find OB here. Got to stay committed with a nice low flat shot. Or Anheuser if you throw super
I
overstable
love it.
discs.
I love the way he throws this hole. Just give me that skill set, man.
So good.
Send me on my way.
That thing has to be so beefy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's going with those Luster PD2s.
This is too high, but he might get saved by branches. He does not.
So many shots get bailed out if they're too high. Kind of gives you a little bit of extra buffer. You feel like, okay, go for this, but go for it high. And sometimes you just miss all the limbs.
Oh,
Ew.
no.
Actually,
Oh, is it just so flippy?
it may need to.
3 rounds in a row.
Well,
Sullivan
that
Tipton
was
is going to the drop zone.
That was a very strange line. I'm surprised it was that short. It got up high and it got flat.
Cruising.
And then it was still that short. Really interesting.
This is too straight. Needs to hit the brakes.
Oh,
Okay.
it needs to hit the rock is what it needs to hit.
But this is just the rich getting richer. I mean, Kyle Klein's parked.
And Brad gave it a great effort from that angle. So scary. If you miss it, I think you do get to go forward.
You have to go from where you are or the drop
Yeah,
zone.
that's your
Oh,
only option.
yeah. So it is a stroke and distance.
Yep.
Yes.
Joel unable to make the par. See if Sully can.
No wind to speak of, at least.
Left side. And look at this. Kyle is going to have 6 shots on the card. And he is just cruising now after just a kind of a gut check miss on hole 1. Since then, plays perfect because you don't really even think of hole 3 as a par 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the better starts we've seen on any of the days, what Kyle's putting together right now. Nice time to do it.
Yeah, pretty good time to do it.
Wow, 4 under through 6, commanding lead.
With a dinky missed putt.
Yeah. And
Well,
he
not
has-
dinky, but from what he's doing right now.
Seems like a long time ago now.
Hole 7, par 3, 284, triple mandatory through the bamboo. Backhand, forehand, whatever your pleasure here. You just need to keep it straight, keep it low. Ideally hit pretty flat on your way through here so you don't take much of a skip.
Yeah, okay, there's a tournament line, major title, probably a new major champion announced today, but the real story on 7 is, can Sullivan Tipton go 5 down in 4 rounds?
Can this flip and catch the
Oh, it's
corner?
flipping!
Absolutely parked. Kyle Klein's on fire.
Just a dime through
Like
there
how many times have we said that throughout the event?
all the time.
We've been saying it a lot.
Not only is he dropping dimes, but through the duration of this tournament and watching, he has caught some really great breaks. half in, half out. And that's what you have to do out
Absolutely.
here. That is how you have to live at Winthrop
Yeah.
University.
That's how you win it. I mean, you got to have some of those coin flips going your way.
Brad trying a similar line. I don't think it has enough drift to it. It does
That's
not.
going to be pretty awkward over there.
Yeah, I didn't miss the mandatory, but he is so close to the line. It's going to be pretty much a flick roller only type situation. Does this flip too much? I think it does.
Wow, everything going Kyle's way. This is crazy.
Pretty bizarre kind of line, like a zippy putter Annie. I think he's trying to bring it from right to left, but it looks like he's just throwing it straight. This guy's got it. Drop.
Oh, this
drop.
looks a little too high. And it catches and it rolls to the left. So it's going to be a jump putt for Sully to try to get the clean sweep here on 7. But obviously Kyle Klein, I mean, all jokes aside, this story is really the way that he's playing right now. That was nifty.
Wow, great shot. Easy to miss your angle on a little touchy shot like that sometimes. It's really embarrassing when you do it because you look like you have no idea what's going on as it just rolls to like 38 feet away. But Brad did it very well.
Give it to him. Come
Nice.
on.
There it is, the 5-under.
That's pretty cool.
3
good
birdies
way
and
to
an
play.
ace.
I wonder when the last time we've seen somebody go better than perfect on a non-par 4 hole, 4 rounds. Because Joel could bogey, he could double bogey hole 10. He's still going to shoot more than perfect.
Well, one thing about Sullivan right there that was very, very important is Sullivan was on a skid. He was 3 over
Yes.
par. He
Yes.
needed that birdie
Yes.
in
Needed it in a
all
big way.
kinds of ways.
Somebody I was walking with today said that Joel's shirt reminds him of the range of emotions that Joel feels from the start of the round to sometimes the end of the round.
Pretty easy to match shoes to that, though. You got to admit.
Well, I mean, it goes green to red,
And it
and
comes
then
right
it goes
back.
right back to green at the bottom where it gets so far past you don't care anymore that you're just okay with everything. You kind of find
I like it. I
Little
like
euphoria.
the way he does his thing. He knows what he likes.
oh, that's nothing has been said truer from your mouth.
I'll say this. I was a much older man when I won my U.S. title, but I had about a 7-shot lead at this point in the round. And I remember very clearly having the thought that said, if you can't win this, you will never win. That's the kind of pressure I felt like I was feeling. I felt like you will never get a better chance than this, ever. And I wonder if Kyle Klein feels that in this moment a little bit. Because to have you guys have been watching Jomez all year, some of you for many years. How many times has anybody ever 7 shots clear? Ever.
I don't know if I've ever had a 7-shot lead in anything bigger than like a C tier.
Yeah, so this is like a very rare situation with a player who hasn't won a major yet, which is the same situation I was in. I was 32 years old, not 21 or whatever Kyle is. He's a phenomenal talent. So he might not feel the pressure quite in the same way, but I just want to shed some light on that. That's kind of the emotions I was going through was like, don't smile. You haven't won this yet. There's the back 9 waiting for you. The pressure's going to get intense. These guys are all chasing. Everyone in the whole field is chasing. One of them's going to play near perfect. And if you can't come through here, what was all this for? Like, what are you even doing? So I just want to shed some light on perhaps his mindset as things just seem to be going incredibly well for him. It still does not allow you to feel much relaxation. Certainly not yet with all the hard holes that are still coming up.
I mean, I don't think he's, and as we see Brad catch limb and Joel goes early and once again finding early success on the line on the approach on 8. I think Kyle is not even close to changing game plan yet.
No, I don't think so.
He's still going to be firing as many birdies as he can to try to give himself an opportunity to walk down 18 with as much comfort as possible.
And that's an important thing. 18 is really treacherous. Obviously, 17 is really treacherous. If you can keep 7 shots like he has right now, what a guarantee that would be.
Yeah.
once if you can make that long walk with that many shots in your back pocket, and he's almost doing what he needed to do there. That nearly skipped up to parked again. He's going to have a long look.
Listen, when you have Ricky Wysocki, Calvin Heimberg,
Eagle
and
McMahon.
Eagle McMahon behind you, you are never going to have a breath of fresh air, because we saw what did we see Calvin do in a span of 4 holes?
Eagle, birdie, birdie, eagle.
From over 280 feet.
Yes.
Joel, again,
Don't do it.
has not had a birdie on the front 9 in the last 2 rounds.
That's crazy.
It's hard to believe, actually.
Oh, what?
What?
Run that back. Noma is us. That is not cool.
Yeah, bad break tracker. We talked a little bit about some good breaks. There is a bad one for Kyle.
I don't think we've seen a spit out this week. That is a full-on spit out, and that's the place Kyle's aiming with his putt. I don't think he likes hitting hyzer on the pole. I think he's trying to miss a few inches right of pole. I mean, and that was a great putt. That's unfortunate to see it go through, especially as the heat is on right now the way he's playing.
And now Kyle has some adversity to deal with, because you're thinking,
oh, really, course?
Okay, what is the course doing? Like, this is me trying to really pull away, and then all of a sudden cuts through. So it's
amazing how we humanize a course. We give these inanimate things properties.
We get the hell. Look at that.
Yeah.
Showing how he
All
feels
right.
about it. I mean, that's the beauty of playing a course for 25 years. I think is that the personality
Sure.
of the property, the personality of it all. It just kind of permeates this place and permeates the story. As we're kind of watching this event, you can think of so many different ways that things have happened, and seeing this putt on this green, and we've just had so much history, and I love that about this, that we get to do that. Where a world championship, it's different every
Yeah,
time.
sure.
There's
New story
The
every
world
time.
championship has
Yeah.
history, but the place doesn't have
And that's
history.
the same. It's like why the Masters is the Masters.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
it's like that's why we compare the U.S. Championship to no other golf tournament than the Masters. Same location for so many years, so much rich history. Amen Corner. We've got our own version of that. You know,
Winthrop's like having a pet viper. You're never going to trust that viper, no matter if it's 25 years.
What?
Sure.
You're never going to be like, let me just.
analogy.
It's true though.
Yeah,
At any point, that thing's going to just bite
right.
you.
Okay. A pet tiger, maybe. I mean,
Either one. Great shot from Kyle.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
absolutely parked.
I would rather pet a tiger than a pet viper.
Sully out wide, and the Sully fans are still cheering for him even when he's 60 feet away to an elevated basket for the birdie. That's some real commitment there.
I think the holes you kind of circle.
That'll work.
Yeah, it will. If you're Kyle, the holes you circle going forward are the stroke and distance holes.
And
10,
you go par.
10, 12, 17. Those are the ones that, as we take another look at Bradley's perfect drive, those are the holes that if you lose your focus and you get caught up in the moment, triple and quadruple are right there to be had. So those are the ones that we're going to need to see him super sharp, and I think he certainly knows that.
I mean, yes, the stroke and distance holes, but also 18. If you don't have a lot of
course.
strokes there,
Of course.
that's the hardest hole in the course. And
Of
it's been the
course.
hardest hole last 2 days. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course, those other ones, but just want to throw that one out there. Joel is going to get
Oh,
his first birdie on the front 9 since round 2.
Even par isn't that bad if he can have another stretch like he did the first 2 rounds on the back 9.
Ah, good effort. And Joel, for the first time in I don't know how long it's been, is off the leaderboard,
wow.
outside the top 10.
What a front 9. What a statement from Kyle Klein with a spit out and a short miss.
And
He
a
still
whole play for par.
puts down, what, a 6 under, I believe.
A 6 under with
the
a
best
spit
we've
out.
seen, right?
Yeah, I believe it is. That's called seizing the moment.
Inside C1 on, was he outside C1 on hole 2 when he made his putt?
No.
So inside C1 in every single hole aside from 3 and 8 where he spit out for his putt. So, I mean, just that's what you got to do right there. And 7 shots with 9 to go. I mean, it's the Kyle Klein show.
It really is. And to kind of piggyback on what Nate was saying on hole 3, the maturity to chip out to a spot, trust your ability to get up and down. We saw him do that on 12 as well yesterday.
Yes.
Of not going for the aggressive play and playing for double bogey, and now he finds himself with a big lead. Who knows what would have happened if he just went there or get a roll away. This could be a completely different story. So,
or let that putt on 1 affect him in his putting. I mean, because not everything's been parked. He's made some solid putts, so he was able to have a short memory, bounce back from that, and it's been, I mean, just incredible from there.
Just 9 more holes in the United States Championship. It's looking like Kyle Klein might be able to climb to the top of the mountain finally after some really good runs at this tournament over the last 3 years. Tune back in to see what happens to the finish.